this is great. I'm very excited to be joined by probably one of the top lacrosse players in the history of women's lacrosse, Kristen Kjellman Marshall. And you around here in Westwood remember Kristen from the early 2000s when she was a part of the original state championship team for the Westwood Wolverines back in 2003. We're sitting in your mom's kitchen. Great to be with you. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks. Excited to be here and relive some of those fun times.
Amazing to think of where things have gone since. And I looked today before our conversation about the fact that, okay, when was she here and when did she win the championship? And it was 2003, which was the first one. So it was like your first kiss. It was, hey, we did it. Can you take me back to that year? Because you never could have expected that this lacrosse program would become what it's become over the last 20 years.
Yeah, it was an amazing time, and really across like all our Westwood sports at the time, we had a really good soccer program. Our basketball team was amazing, won a couple state championships, and then it just like propelled us into the spring. And Leslie just did an awesome job of just like making us work hard and having us see that vision, and we kind of just all buckled in and believed it, and it really like propelled us into our careers in college and post college, and also just the program. I think it was like a huge Kickstarter for what it's become. So yeah, it was great.
No question about it. So for those who don't know, Kristen went on to Northwestern, and when she was there in Chicago was named the Tewaaraton Award winner twice, back-to-back years, as you were part of a team that won 3 straight national championships. So you had that foundation here in Westwood, and to be able to take that to the collegiate level and succeed in the way you did you have that confidence all the time that you knew that you'd probably be able to play at that high level?
I didn't initially, but the situations were kind of similar. Like they paralleled each other, where in Westwood, we were building, we were kind of young and just hungry. And it was a really similar situation when I got to Northwestern. We're kind of like unknown. And Kelly was kind of like Leslie, like just gave us confidence. Hey, you guys are great. Just do you. And work hard. It was all about like our work ethic, and we just kind of grinded. And I was definitely surprised at how fast we found success there. But we just, once we did, I think we all found more and more confidence each day. So
update me, just because I don't know, forgive me for not knowing this, but was the 05 championship the first championship for Northwestern?
It was, yeah.
That's insane. Think about it. You were part of the first championship of Westwood, and they've won 10 now since 2003. And how many championships has Northwestern won? If you don't know the exact number generally.
I think it's 7.
That's insane.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty special. Yeah.
That's crazy. So what is it about Leslie Frank, who was the head coach here at Westwood for 18 years, won 8 state championships, so involved with the Mass Elite program? What is it about her that was able to get a group of young girls together and get them focused to the point where they could compete at the highest level?
I think it's just like a relentless kind of like competitive mindset, at least for me, that I just synced well with that. And it was just a daily goal of just working hard and working at our game. And everyone just wanted to like play hard for her, kind of like really similar to my situation at Northwestern. Like everyone wanted to play hard for Kelly, and you have that team buy-in, and then it's a great culture and everyone's kind of on the same page.
So you graduate in 07. You play for the World Cup team in 2009, which wins. So you're on the national stage, the international stage. But since then, the explosion of women's lacrosse has really been astounding to me. We have our eyes opened locally because BC has experienced some success here. So maybe we weren't paying attention to Northwestern back in the mid-2000s. Yeah. But, as BC makes a run to these consistent Final Fours, people have their eyes open. They know Sam Apuzzo, who won the Tewaaraton, and Kenzie Kent, who played both hockey and lacrosse. And then Charlotte North, who was an amazing athlete who won the Tewaaraton twice herself. Yeah. So what do you think about the general growth of the game and how it's really exploded?
It's incredible, and it makes me so happy because, when I was growing up, and for a long time, you'd ask, like, I'd go to camp and I'd ask kids, like, who's your favorite, athlete, or who's your favorite female athlete, and everyone would always say a soccer, like Mia Hamm, or like a soccer player, or a basketball player, like not a lacrosse player. And now it's flipped. Like everyone says Charlotte North or Kenzie Kent or Sam Apuzzo. Like they say lacrosse players, and to me, that's like the most telling thing that like our sport has come. And we still have a ways to go to get to more of like an international recognition. I think that the Olympics will hopefully like really help that, but it's come so far, and it makes me just so happy.
And you're still so very involved in it, not only with your full-time job working up in New Hampshire. So tell us about that first, and then we'll transition to what else you're doing here locally.
Yeah. Well, I work for We Played Sports, and we help universities and athletic departments really organize and monetize their video, their college video. So it's super fun. We have a great team based out of Boston, and I love it. And then on the side, I'm able to do some lacrosse training as well and help some girls, sort of high potential athletes work on their game and develop as players. So it's a great combo.
I never played lacrosse, so I watch it and I'm so intrigued by it. What separates an average player from a great player?
Oh, wow. I mean, I think there's the natural given talent and athleticism, and then there's the skill part of it. There's the vision as well. So being able to just adjust, read defenses, make plays. Lacrosse is an amazing sport, and I love it because there's so many elements of it that you can be good at, and you can find a role. Which is kind of cool. There's people who are great at the draw, or they're amazing defensive midfielders, things like that. So I love that part of the game where you can kind of find your specialty. But overall, the best players just have elements of everything, and speed and vision, like I said, vision and all the little things.
So as we're talking about how you're helping younger players as they evolve and really navigate this course towards a possible recruitment at a big school, how do people find you?
Either word of mouth or maybe Instagram. So I actually started during COVID, really, and I had been training some kids, but then during COVID, some people asked if I could do some video for them when I'm training, and so I started just posting some videos and just got really good feedback, and people would reach out or respond to the videos saying this really helps me, or can you train me as well? And so it kind of just escalated from there, and ever since I've just been training a lot of kids who either reach out via Instagram or through friends, and I'll post videos so that they can not only learn from it, but others can see kind of what I'm doing as well and maybe learn from it too.
Well, if you're not tapping into her expertise and you're a good lacrosse player, it's your own fault. You saw the pictures that we're going to feature in the April issue of Westwood Living, of the Westwood lacrosse team.
Yeah.
We really wanted to give them the credit they deserve. Get this, because the 2020 season was wiped out, there is nobody on this roster that's lost a high school lacrosse game.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Right, 49 straight wins. So when you come back and you see how dominant the program continues to be, what do you think of that?
Well, firstly, I mean, Margot has done an incredible job stepping in and continuing with the excellence and taking the program to another level. I think it's amazing. So I'm so proud to be a part of it. Like, a sport that can carry that much tradition and keep that dominance up is so cool. And I love I follow. The girls probably don't know me, but a lot of our alums, we follow and we watch, and it's really cool to have been a part of it.
Well, you'll see in the story that those girls who are now seniors who I spoke with, they went to the games when they were kids.
Yeah.
And, Olivia Williams, who's one of the best players on the team, she would take the roster and highlight her favorite players. And she says, I pinch myself a little bit thinking I'm one of those people now. So it does start at a young age. It starts with that youth development and just making that impression. So she also looks forward, as does, Lil Hancock, for instance, to coming back and watching those who are learning the game now really take over for them. So there is some pride in that lineage of success, which I think is really cool. Now, as I walked in here this morning, I met your youngest daughter, and you are the mother now of 3. Yeah. Come on, tell me about, how that part of your life has evolved.
Yeah, 3 girls. It's amazing. It's cool to be able to pass the game down and start to coach them. I wrote a book with my mom, The ABCs of Girls Lacrosse, and, had my oldest daughter, Ella, featured in the back, and Leslie was as well. So it's just really fun to... hopefully they love it as much as I did, and it's just fun to teach them and play around with them. And yeah, it's an exciting time. They're a lot of fun.
Well, good stuff. I appreciate a few minutes. I appreciate kind of the way you paved the road at a couple of different places, many different places. It can be argued, and I'm sorry, you're going to feel very uncomfortable for me saying this right in front of you, but you paved the road to success here in Westwood. You paved the road to success in Chicago at Northwestern, and in many ways, you paved the road to success internationally. That is a lot of achievement, and you should be really proud.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's Kristen Marshall, who many of you know as Kristen Kjellman from her days here in Westwood. We certainly appreciate your time. You can follow her journey on Instagram. What's your account?
At Kristen Kjellman Lax.
There you go. And by the way, that is KJELLMAN, if you did not know. And of course, you can follow our journey at westwood-living.com. If you've got ideas for other people we should chat with, certainly reach out to me, Leyden at bestversionmedia.com, and we will continue to have these conversations with fascinating people who have great stories. But from the kitchen of Joanna Kjellman, this is Tom and Kristen saying farewell, this latest edition of the Westwood Living Podcast.